How would you like to make your first million? We have Simon Severino with us, which is the CEO of a strategy sprints. And Simon Severino has created plus 2 billion in additional sales for his clients over the last 21 years. As an advisor who became CEO, he has to learn the importance of working on the business more than in the business. Now he shares his proven template with high tickets entrepreneur. They reclaim 14 hours per week using a strategist method and enjoy sales to soar. So, Simon, tell us, what are the 5 steps you recommend entrepreneurs in order to make the first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
5 steps to the first million. Step 1, you decide who you are here to serve. That is your ideal client profile. And you write it down 15 levels deep, not just who you are here to serve, but also who you are not here to serve. So both what's included and what's excluded from your ideal client profile. Step 2, you work on your positioning. Positioning is, okay, where are they? Where do you bring them? What's coming for them in the next 18 months, 24 months? How will you make them ready for what's coming? Step 3 is you work on your messaging. Your messaging must be popping, not mediocre like everybody else. It must stand out so that you get the attention. Step 4, you AI power your marketing system so that now you have more reach and the content that you're building can actually draw the right people in, and you build in self-improving loops into your marketing. So if this week you are sending out LinkedIn content, emails, and maybe events, those self-improving loops will continually scan for what's working best, and they will say, oh, this word works better, that headline works better, that call to action works better. And those become self-improving loops that tell the other agents on your team, oh, this is working better, do more of that. That's the an AI-powered marketing system. And the last step, step 5, because marketing fills your pipeline. So step 5 is now you optimize your sales systems. They come in, they are a little bit ready, they know you, like you, they don't fully trust you yet. Now it's about the sales part. This is where you have to create the trust, and you have only the conversation. So in that conversation, you have to run it in a way that is so professional that they feel safe and they feel like, oh, wow, they know their stuff. I want more of these conversations. Now you've closed the deal. That's 5 steps. And that's good enough for the first million.
Simon, tell us a little bit more about the AI marketing agent, right? How this actually works, how operates, if you have created it, how you did it. Tell us everything about this.
Yes, everybody wants that right now. It's the hot thing. We are 3 humans. We have 5 AI advisors, and we have 122 AI agents. And we have 10 self-improving loops. So what does it mean? Day in the life of one of our 3 humans. I'm one of the 3 humans. So I wake up. Instead of going to my emails and on my calendar and find out, and Slack and find out, oh, what do I need to do? Who needs a response? Did I answer that already or not? Which is basically admin time. With AI, since AI, you don't need any admin anymore. You can really put your attention and your time on the 5 things where you are best in, on your superpowers, and everything else agents can do. So for example, I don't spend my time in finding out which emails need a reply. That's handled. What I do is 8 a.m., I go to my desk, I drink coffee. I love coffee. I drink coffee and I get briefed by Cloud Code. So I look at the terminal and Cloud Code briefs me. It says, Simon, this is what's going to happen in the next 4 hours. These are the 7 things that were needed from you. I handled it the last 10 minutes. Of all your 4 meetings before lunch, this one is the most important. This is the briefing. Here you find everything that you need. Battle cards, objection handling, proposal, and even a statement of work ready if you want to send it directly afterwards. You tell me what to refine and I send it after the call. So very well prepared for the meetings. And I think this is important. In the age of AI, we will win by being human, by being prepared, by being professional, because then the question is, who can you trust, right? Who is real and who can you trust? And when you have on the other side somebody who really knows their stuff, they really care about your progress, they listen really well, you feel really understood, heard, and seen, now that increases your chances. That's why 60% of what's admin, you want to give to the agents.
So, tell a little bit more of your business. Of your business.
So we were sales optimizers the last 22 years. Meaning our offer was we double your revenue in 90 days. So we would come in, analyze current sales and marketing processes, optimize them. We have a set of tools to optimize them. And, it's like a doctor. When you have seen 200 patients, you very quickly find what's wrong and how to improve it, right? And so we would look at those sales processes, improve them. It would take us 90 days. They would double revenue. But since the last 2 months, everybody's asking only about one thing. Simon, your AI advisors, I want them. Your AI agents, that's what I need. Your AI self-improving loops, that's what I need in my marketing. I need them to run A/B tests, to find out what's the right content, to help me with that. So over the last months, we have pivoted everything to AI-powered marketing and sales systems, and especially those advisory boards. Because, Harry, it's incredible what small business owners can have right now. They could never afford an advisory board. I cannot afford an advisory board with my 5 favorite advisors. I cannot afford Charlie Munger, Alex Hormozi, Jay Abraham, all on my board, looking at my business, right, every day and saying, oh, Simon, look at this. You can do that. Oh, no, don't do that. Do this instead. Try this with that. They discuss, they work for me, and they even do tasks because they create agents and the agents do the work. So those 5 advisors, they only look at the business and think and delegate. The agents then actually do the work. They send the email, they craft the slides, they craft the offer, the statement of work, the joint venture contract. So they actually do stuff. And this is amazing because the 5 advisors alone would cost me, I don't know, $1 million. And you cannot just call them. You can't just say, hey, Alex Hormozi, look at my business now. You have to hire them. You have to find the time, etc. It takes time. And so this is a board that you can build. And all our clients, they are completely right now because they have their favorite people on their board and they can call them right now. You can ask David Ogilvy to look at your emails before they go out. I mean, all your heroes, you can assemble them and put them to work right now. So that's one module in the Jetpack series that we're doing because everybody wants this right now. AI-powered sales workflows, AI-powered marketing workflows, and this set of advisors.
How about lead generation, Simon? Because this is a key part of the process is lead generation, marketing, and sales, right? So anything that we can do in lead generation with the agents?
A lot, both inbound and outbound, right? So if we look at inbound, I have the agents run my YouTube channel for me. I have 2 YouTube channels, and I'm not a great YouTuber, but it's enough to generate solid business. So what I do is every Monday morning I record.
Simon, tell us your YouTube channels so people can follow you.
Yeah, so it's the sales show with Simon Severino and the investing show with Simon Severino. And for example, the sales show, Monday morning, I record a 10 minutes video, like a little masterclass. I teach one thing, for example, how to do lead gen. And then the agents take it. I just rename the file and everything else is done for me. They will chop it up into short videos, long video, edit the long video, upload to YouTube, tag it, create the description, create the timestamps, create the thumbnail. There is one last touch thumbnail by a colleague of mine, Michelle, because we want to have a human in the loop with the visuals. They are not that great with visuals yet, but they will be in a few months, I think. And then it gets repurposed as an article on LinkedIn, an article on our blog, an article on this other blog that we have. 5 posts for X, 5 posts for LinkedIn, 5 posts for Facebook, 5 posts for our Facebook group, a post for our private community, which is on our own app, the Sprint Club. They do all of it, they schedule it, and they publish it. All of it. So that's inbound lead generation, right, with content. If you think of outbound lead generation, for example, cold email, I used to hate going into the software, writing the copy, then it takes forever before it gets sent and before you can A/B test. And it's tedious because you click, and you can't really change the copy. You have to click until you find each email. You never have an overview of all the copy. Then you paste it back into Google Docs. It's a mess. And I used to hate it. Now I open the Claude Code terminal and I say, let's test this idea. Let's run some A/B tests on this. I think this is a good angle. Let's try this. I think their sales team is unhappy. Let's ask them from 1 to 10, how happy is your sales team? I want to test this. Let's just send 200 emails. A starts with subject line, 1 to 10, how happy? B has the subject line, first name, 1 to 10, how happy? 4 hours later, we have the results of the A/B test. And then I can say, if it's above 3% click rate, continue the A/B test. If it's below 3% click rate, kill the campaign immediately. It's invalidated. Ask me for the next angle. Claude goes to Instantly, goes to Hunter.io, sets up the campaigns, starts the A/B tests, warms up the emails, 31 days, and starts sending. You can even rotate email addresses, having 3 email addresses that get rotated so that you don't burn one of them. And watching the dashboard, and every day I'm getting a report. We have sent 225 emails on this campaign, 731 on this campaign. Conversion rate is 3%. Conversion rate is 1.8%. We killed that campaign. So you can give it criteria and they will manage and improve those cold email campaigns. Then it's an example for outbound lead generation.
Simon, but to what I'm saying is about finding the leads.
Finding the leads is the first part of those campaigns. This is my ideal client. We gave them 15 levels definition of what my ideal client is, and also the exclusion. Who is it not? So what's excluded? Now you give this to Claude Code and say, find me 200 of those. It goes to Apollo, has 200. Now you have to say, okay, clean up the list, because probably 20-25%.
It goes where, Simon? To Apollo, you said?
Yes, to one of these data software. Can be Apollo, Hunter.io, Instantly. There is a lot of software that you can plug into Claude. And then, for example, if you're using Apollo, which is one of the most affordable ones, ZoomInfo is one of the more high-end ones, and there is a lot in between. But Claude can go to Apollo or ZoomInfo, immediately get 200 email addresses, and now you need one step in between. You have to clean up. Some of them are old, so you have to clean up 20%. Now the other 80%, you keep them and it starts sending to those.
Now, Simon, tell us how you learn all this, how this is happening. Tell us the story. Because what you have done so amazing, you clearly understand sales and marketing. You can tell that you really know what you're talking about. And you have been doing for a long time. But now you're telling me, Harry, in the last 2 months, we design all these structures with all these board of advisors, and you said that you have 150 agents. So why you need so many agents? What those agents are doing that there's so many in your business?
122 agents because I have delegated 60% of what I do. I used to have a week that's an 80 hours week because I love working. I love building. I love helping. I love this. This is my life, right? So I love it. But do I really love every single task? No. I really only love 5 tasks. 5. That's recording videos, being on podcasts, speaking to actual people, helping them solve their sales problems. Those are the things that I love doing, right? Closing deals, signing joint venture deals, signing licensing deals. We just sold the rights to Time Freedom, our newest book, together with Jay Abraham. It was a manuscript. It wasn't even public yet. We sold the rights to Japan. And that was signing a licensing deal. That's exactly one of my favorite 5 things to do. Recording videos, favorite 5 things. But the 60% of the rest, like for example, editing YouTube videos, I hate it. I've never done it. I will never do it. And so it was usually always outsourced to agencies or to freelancers. Now the agents do it. So that's why I need 122, because one of them is doing the tagging, one of them is doing the cutting, one of them is doing the transcriptions. So there is a lot of tiny tasks into just creating one video. There is like 40 tasks, 40 agents on that alone.
So the agent execute only one task, right? And then Simon, the creating those agents in Cloud, right? That suit for you. Because software developer, right? So how you understood the process, how you understood the process, how you understood how to create the architecture, okay?
Yeah.
To automatize everything.
This is the fun part. I was totally surprised. 3 months ago, I did not know what is a GitHub repo, how do you code, no idea. And I still don't know how to code. But Cloud Code is so powerful. If you tell it just in normal language what you need to build next, it will guide you step by step. So I say, I don't know about the safety of this. How will we protect? So today I was saying, hey, give me an overview. How are we protecting our clients' data? On which level? Which 5 attack vectors are the most probable? And what are the things we put in place right now to manage that if it happens? Because I don't have that detailed, I'm not that technical. And I don't have an IT department. I'm a tiny business. So it made a list, and it was really simple enough that I understand it, but also complex enough that you can give this to every institution out there, to the SEC, and saying, look, this is my data protection plan. It was proper. So just as one example, like cybersecurity, where I'm not an expert. Well, 10 minutes later, you have 80% accuracy. And so with a few more rounds, you're at 95%. Same with coding. I don't know how to code, but if I say, build a landing page that looks like this converts with this kind of button. It needs so much contrast. It needs this kind of emotional, you need to move them emotionally, and then you have to give them something tangible, and you have to lower the risk. 2 minutes later, you have a landing page. I don't know how it built it. I couldn't check the code and say if it's good code or bad code, but I can see a good landing page when I see it. That's the point. So I look at the result and I say, yeah, that's 80% there. Let's improve the button. Let's change the hero section. And so you don't have to be overly technical, because now you have a technical counterpart on the other side that can actually do this with you. Meanwhile, I have a CTO, Boris, that I've built, and that helps me a lot with all the technical things.
Regarding the like for example, then 2 months ago, I think that Simon, everybody has been talking about AI. We have to learn AI. We have to learn this. But actually, real thing happened like 2 months ago with Cloud Code was out, in my opinion. Okay. Yes. I mean, you could buy tools that could do this. You could buy tools that could do that. You could make something you could do, maybe could think with ChatGPT, but the real, that's my opinion, okay, AI revolution that's taking a big step, and now we can do incredible things, is since you have this cloud code out there. But at the end of the day, it just amplifies who you are and what you know, Simon. Because, for example, you have experience in marketing, sales, and you've been working so many years in that process. You understand, okay, fine, how can I use cloud code in my in lead generation, for example, like you just said. Okay, you have some concepts that you know about. You have to be very specific. What kind of client you're looking for? What is the demographic? Who buys better from you? What you want, and then you can ask to go and find the data. So we will fill up for those databases and find the data. Then when that data comes, you know by concept that how to get a lead from cold to warm, right? And which is second process that you can actually think, and then even on the first line, it came to my attention that when it comes to closing, Simon, it's better to have a human to do in the closing, the last point. But look how much can you save, how much operation, how much everything can be automatized. Now, Simon, and the board of advisors, okay, like for example, the board of advisors, in order to create an advisor like Alex Formosi, okay, you have this advisor there as an agent, but how it's going to learn? So that agent, you have to put up the content of Alex Formosi first inside that, right? We know the name or something, right? Because otherwise, how is going to know how to behave like this? The AI is always more about the data, where it's learning from. So it's not enough to say, okay, my board of advisors is Alex Formosi. So tell us a little bit more about the board of advisors. How can you do it so they can actually advise you properly?
Yes, this is a question that I get a lot. And I have also shared it on our website. You find a lot of materials about this for free. The website is strategiesprints.com, and you can go and download for free how to get started with your board of advisors. One thing that many do is they just assemble their dream team and then they say, give me ideas. Then, of course, nothing happens because now you have even more tasks. You want to have less tasks. So the second step usually is go, wait a moment. Okay, you have all these ideas, but who's gonna execute on those ideas? You expect me to execute all of these ideas? Then you're not helping me by giving me more ideas. I have enough ideas. I need execution here, right? I need leads. I need a full pipeline. I need deals. And so that's when you start building the agents, because the agents do the actual work. The important is each advisor will get a role. For example, we have a distribution advisor, a sales advisor, a strategy advisor, technical advisor. Each one has
a marketing advisor, no? A marketing advisor you have, right?
Yes, that's the distribution guy because he distributes the content. So he's the outbound marketer. The inbound marketer, because he puts your content out there that should attract people to you. And that guy, for example, is running 8 experiments right now with lead magnets. He's building a ton of lead magnets and A/B testing which lead magnets attracts the right people. That's Greg, the distribution guy. He has around 40 agents doing the actual work because some of the content will be distributed on YouTube and then tested there. So that's the YouTube agents. Some LinkedIn agent. Some will go to the email newsletter agents. And so those do the actual work. But you have to give them a boss, somebody that creates a chain of quality control. Because the first thing that you get from AI is slop. It's just the average from the internet. It's low quality. That's why agent does the first draft, then advisor gives feedback. They do the second draft. Advisor gives feedback again. And this happens again and again in a few minutes, but it can happen up to 15 iterations until advisor says, yes, this is 99% good. This can go out. And so that's called a chain. And we are Anthropic partners, and we have done all the Anthropic courses. Not even in those Anthropic courses you find those change. We found them in the battlefield, right, by crafting emails that were just not good emails. And then we said, no, that's not how it works, guys. We need more quality loops in here. And now we got it. So it's agent, advisor, agent, advisor, agent, advisor. That's one chain, for example, for one email. And then a few skills in between. For example, one of our skills is David Ogilvy criticizes the copy. So that's one quality gate and rewrites it. Then again, agent, advisor. Then there is another quality gate, which is the 7 critics. 7 people who read your content, but they're grumpy. One is grumpy because their kids are hungry. The other one is grumpy because they have been burned by a guru that promised them too much and delivered not enough. So 7 reasons why they're grumpy. They get your content, another one of these. And then they have to rewrite it. The 7 critics, first demolition, and then construction. They have to rebuild it. Then the last advisor. So it's quite a complicated chain, but it needs a ton of tokens, right? So we are at Cloud Code Max Plan. And that creates very good content. And if you
That's about Simon, sorry to interrupt you, about the max plan of Cloud Code.
Yeah. Cloud, you can have Pro or Max 5x or Max 10x. We start with Pro if you're starting out, but then as soon as you hit the limit of tokens, then move to Max. It's totally worth it, $100. And then Max 5x, the $200, this is where we are right now. That's very powerful. Now you can run a whole company on it, $1 million company. You can easily run. And there is the first $1 billion company run by a solopreneur on Cloud Code, meanwhile. But it's definitely possible.
Ready? No, it hasn't happened yet, no? People are talking about, but it hasn't happened yet, right?
Didn't double click it, but I saw it last week, talked a lot about on X. I didn't double click it because I don't really care. But I think you can do $1 million company, multi-million-dollar company easily with Cloud Code Max Plan and 1 or 2 humans.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then Simon, the part that I'm more interested in, how you build those critics, okay, and how you build the advisories. Let's say, for example, the distribution guy. Let's suppose that it's Alex Fumos, right, creating the content. Yeah. So how, in order to learn from him, as I understand, okay, you can take the agent and, I don't know, you can put all his books there. You can put all his stuff there. So now this critic, because you need a good critic, right? You need a good, you need your board of advisors to actually behave like that for real, right? So how you make a very good board of advisors, how you make a good critic out of Cloud Code. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure. And let me give you a short answer and a long answer. So the long answer, next week I'm teaching this in our mastermind. It's at strategysprints.com. There people can come for the long answer, right? Short answer, you have to give them 30% of the actual processes that that person uses. For example, if you give them Charlie Munger, Charlie has published his over 40 biases, decision-making biases. And so you can find them in the internet meanwhile. Or, for example, Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio has published his principles on how to make good decisions versus bad decisions. So those principles you can find on the internet, you can feed it. Jay Abraham wrote 16 books. He's a partner of ours, so I have all 16 books. I just uploaded them, right? And you can build it. Simon Severino is quite public. There is strategy sprints out there. There is time freedom out there. There is our certification program out there. So if you can create a Simon Severino advisor. Some people, they have externalized their models. Those people you can build directly from just what you find on the internet, actually. And they will, of course, be only 30% as powerful as the actual Charlie Munger in your room. But 30% of Charlie Munger is still an accelerator for your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That the whole
And
idea is to improvise to do it as better as possible, right?
yes, and the key point is to give them your data. So, for example, if it's your sales coach, you have to give it your CRM and your email and your calendar, because now it has those data. And that 30% is one piece, but the bigger piece is your proprietary actual data, like the last 5 conversations that you had with that person. And now you say, okay, David Ogilvy, look at that conversation. Which email would you write them based on my last conversation? This is where David Ogilvy gets really powerful, even if it's just 30%, but it has the actual data. And that's when the advisors come alive. This is what you need to do in Cloud Code by connecting. It's called connectors. And so you connect it to your Gmail, to your calendar, to your meetings transcripts, to your CRM. Now it comes alive.
Simon, how you learn all this?
Just by doing. Of course, there's a lot of people in our community. We have the Sprint
There's
Club.
a lot of noise about AI. A lot of noise about AI. Every day you go into an internet, there is a new tool that's gonna solve your business problem. They're gonna solve forever, and we are aware that it's every day is a new AI tool. So people don't know how to differentiate what is shiny object, right?
Yes.
Rather than what we're talking today, which is a proper design, architectural, and strategized network of agents that will learn and improve. Is completely different object, right? And agents think that the people that are gonna win this is not the people that know how to create the agents, because soon it's gonna is how can the people who can create good agents.
Yeah.
And to create good agents, you have to have knowledge behind, which is the way that you're creating your agents. Okay, which is basically your IP. That's why your network is thriving and the strategies, and you have all those agents working for you. But hey, you put in a lot of years of experience, of knowledge to give instruction to build these agents. So now, of course, now the agents go out there and perform because they have been instructed. It's like a kid. Okay, if you teach them well, it's gonna behave good. But if you teach them so, it's gonna behave not so good. Yet, like you said, amazing result, because before we had 0, right? But now you have a big scale on all this, right?
You need others to learn. So we have communities with hundreds of members right now in the Sprint Club, in the 200K Club. Every week we come together and I'm sharing my screen, and I'm sharing the newest and latest of my mistakes and my learnings. And they are doing the same. And everybody has different superpowers. They're from different industries. They have different strengths. And so together, when we come together once a week, that's when we all get really, really inspired and unblocked, where we take big decisions like, okay, which tools should I use? Which permission levels should I give the agents? How to protect it from cyber attacks? These are big decisions. And that's why we come together every week and we take one of those decisions, we solve one of those problems. And in between, we have our phone and we ping each other and say, look, this is the landing page that I just built. Oh, look, I have Charlie Munger. This is what Charlie Munger said about my business right now. Together is more fun. So that's why we do this as a community. And each week we come together in small groups and share with each other and push each other.
Well, and Simon, it's interesting how things have changed. And now it came to my attention also that because of cybersecurity, I think Cloud Code, they found like a lot of weak points in most of the big tech giants. And it came to my attention that they're actually meeting together to see how they're going to solve this problem before go out there. Because the thing is that every business is not more vulnerable than before. And 2 weeks ago, I was a meeting with I met personally the cybersecurity delegate from the Madrid in Spain, right? And the counselor, and he was sharing with me, he was telling me, Harry, look, now it's more easy to cyber attack and everything than before because with this tool out there. So now everybody had to go up to the game, and then this is
Yes, that's why today I was talking to my Boris, to my CTO, and saying, hey, we have to upgrade to the max the operational security. We have to think about all new attack vectors and current.
Yes, Simon, vectors. But sorry to interrupt you, but Boris, how you teach Boris to be a good CTO? Because this is an area that is more on your expertise. That's very good that you can create a very good agent for lead generation, for marketing, for sales. I get it because, you've been doing sales processes. So I know that those agents that you can create, that you have created in these areas, they're performing well because you know what you're talking about. But now Boris, your CTO, which is out of your scope. So how do you know that Boris is giving you good advice, and how do you know that Boris is good? I know that when the advisor from Alex from Moses is telling you good feedback or bad feedback. I know that you know that, but I don't know about Boris. Yeah, tell us how.
I could not do it if it was something that's not deterministic. So this works only in deterministic fields. What does it mean? It's 1 or 0. For example, accounting is either the spreadsheet in the end is a 0 or it's not. If you cannot reconcile it to 0, it's not done, right? So reconciliation is in the end, 0 is the outcome. So accounting, the LLMs are amazing at accounting. Amazing. I did my tax report in 10 minutes. It was fantastic because it's deterministic. What else is deterministic? Finance. Like I have a trading buddy, a trading agent. My buddy had no time, so I created an agent. It's fantastic at being a trading coach to me. It's faster at calculating, and it's telling me, no, Simon, this is 4.9%. Don't do it according to your rules. It's below 5%. Don't do it. I said, whoa, because it's deterministic. If you give it numeric rules, cybersecurity is deterministic because there is either an attack vector or there is no attack vector. So, for example, something has either permissions or it has no permissions. An API is either attackable or non-attackable. And what happens with quantum computing is you are only increasing the intensity of the threat, but the threat is the same. I inject a Trojan horse, I inject code, I inject a prompt. And so those things, they are not new forms of cyber attacks. It's very well known in the IT community and it's out there. The problem is that the humans don't know it. So the CTO, he knows the deterministic, perfect, protected system and can back engineer from there. But it was interviewing me and my colleague Michelle, etc. Guys, how are you logging in? Where are you saving the 2FA? Are you creating one password for each single of these things? What permission level did you click? So the only non-deterministic, basically failure point, it's us, how we use it. And so it was training us. Guys, no. You need a physical YubiKey. I said, what's a YubiKey? And it said a hardware protection in addition to the 2FA. And I said, oh, do I need this for everything? And then he made 3 tiers. Tier 1 identity, tier 2 data, client data, etc. It made all these tiers and it said you need it only for tier 1 and tier 2. So you see, even if I am not the expert, but it's teaching me. That's how you get there.
Yeah. The interesting thing, Simon, is that you can tell the thing, teach me.
Yes.
Teach me. And the thing start to teach you. And then you say, teach me more and give me the good. So things that you don't know, at least they can teach you and you can get to a certain level, even if you don't know. Is that correct?
It's absolutely correct. And it's really fast at finding patterns behavioral patterns, written patterns, everything where it has written access. And if it doesn't know, it will interview you. And now it has written context. And then it can move on from there.
So Simon, if someone is in love with this conversation, how people can find you, how this process works, how they can join your community, can you share a bit more about this?
Sure. We hang out at strategisprints.com. And people can go to strategisprints.com. Everything is free trial for 7 days. So they can try everything, the tools, the agents, the community, the people. They can come in and see all of that. The trading buddy, the advisor blueprints, sales workflows, the marketing workflows. It's all right there. And in those 7 days, I made sure that they create so much value for their business that they don't want to leave after 7 days, and they hang around. So it's strategisprints.com.
Thank you so much, Simon. That has been fantastic to be in the podcast. It's an amazing conversation, how things are changing. And it's a new development coming up now that actually has changed the game. And basically, we can do something useful with this AI. Don't get me wrong, I have a 250,000 followers in all my social media. Yeah, you can take this tool to do this, another tool to do that. The other issue was this one as well, that, every tool out there, it costs something. So this one is 99, the other one is 42, the other one is 158. One do that thing, another one do the other one. You end up paying, and then paying so much money for, and you don't have the whole picture with a completely different book. And now you can structure and design the full picture of what you want, and or gather or get it from you already the whole 360 solution. So the issue with business, all of us that I think your business same like my one, right? We like business with very little people and big operation. We do big things, but with very little people, right? This is what
the future.
Yeah. So now this development, now I can see that it's actually can work, because you can build a 360 solution for your business. Where before, like I said, before 2 months ago, there were solutions there, but they were individual solutions. They couldn't interconnect between each other. You couldn't actually design process that actually makes sense. Well, then now we have a big evolution. So thank you so much. And for all of you following the podcast, see you in our next episode of Unstoppable. How brave entrepreneur like Simon break that wall and achieve the first thing. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.